All right, so today we are going to do a very gentle full body type of a session so that we can kind of take a rest from the last couple days where we just were very aggro, I guess, if you want to call it that. We're creating a lot of heat. So we're still going to create just a little bit of heat, but not so much to where you're like, oh my God, when is this going to end? All right, so let's get started. We're going to begin in child pose. Big toes to touch, knees mat width apart. Reach for the top of your mat. And take a deep breath in. And open mouth, exhale. And deep breath in. And open mouth, exhale. So really connect to your breath. Maybe set your intention for your practice today. Take a deep breath in. And open mouth, exhale. So you can already go ahead and connect to your ujjayi breath, sealing your lips, restricting the back of your throat if you'd like. Otherwise, away we go. Inhale up to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Let's cat-cow it up really quick. So inhale, drop your belly, open the heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine to the sky. Press through the mat, drop your head, and do a couple cat and cows at your own pace. Just warm up the vertebrae or the joints between the vertebrae. Can't really warm up the vertebrae themselves because they are bone. And let's do one more cat-cow. Nice. And then go ahead and come back to center. 1 foot at a time. Just take one step with 1 foot and come right into your forward fold. Meet your feet hip width apart. Let your head dangle. Fingertips can reach the mat. And just feel the sensation in your hamstrings and your calves. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands above or below your knees. Grab your blocks if you need them. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hinge at your hips, come all the way up. We're going to go right into upward salute. Bring your hands high to the sky. Give yourself a full body stretch. Try to reach for the ceiling as much as you can, drawing your belly. Bring your feet wide, toes pointed out. Hands can come to your heart center or they can come to your hips. Let's bend our knees, track your knees over your toes, and we're going to come as low as we can. Bring your elbows to the inside of your knees, malasana or basic squat. If you're not as far as I am, that's okay. This can be a goal for you. Bring your hands down to the mat, bend your elbows, and then rest your knees or legs on top of your bent elbows. Don't need to bring your feet off the mat completely, just bring your heels up so that you feel a nice little opening in your hips. Inhale back to center. Press your elbows into the knees. And go ahead and release. Straighten your legs. Heel toe your feet in. Exhale to forward fold. Nice. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, come on up. Inhale, bring your hands up high. Give yourself a nice full body stretch at the same time. Widen your stance, toes pointed out. Exhale, bend your knees coming into your malasana basic squat. Elbows to the inside of your inner thighs. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Nice. Go ahead and rest your hands on the mat. Bend your elbows. Rest your legs on your bent elbows. Lift your heels up just slightly. Shoulders back and down. And then come back to center. Press your elbows into the inside of your legs. And release, straighten your legs. Heel toe your feet in for your forward fold. Good stuff. Pause here for just a moment. And let's inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Bring your elbows in. Give yourself a nice little squeeze in the belly, bringing that belly button in, just so that you feel that sensation on the back of your legs. And then exhale, plant your hands down. Come to your knees for our chaturanga, modified chaturanga though. Stack your shoulders over your wrist. Inhale, shift slightly forward, hug your elbows in, untuck your toes. Exhale, come all the way down to the mat. Zip up your feet or meet your heels together, elbows drawn in, and inhale, cobra pose. Little to no weight in your hands. Gaze is forward, and you'll feel a little tug or some strengthening happen in your mid-back or so. Go ahead and release. Press into your hands, tuck your toes, and come right into your tabletop. Make sure that your toes are tucked. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your bum high to the sky for downward facing dog. Give yourself a couple pumps. Pump through your dog, 1 foot at a time. Nice. And we're going to bring our left foot forward, hands to the inside of your left foot. Drop the back foot onto the mat. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. I'll give you that choice. Otherwise, we're right here in lizard pose. Grab your left knee and kind of shake it side to side, just so that we can get those hip joints lubricated and get those bad boys awake. Bring your both hands down to the mat. Open up the heart. Shine your gaze forward. Shoulders back and down. I'm on my fingertips so that I can come into that back hip there. So you should feel a sensation on the right front hip and then the hamstring groin or so on the left leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, straighten as gracefully as possible that left foot or left leg. Keep your toes on the mat so that you feel a little tug or sensation on the front side of your ankle. Square your hips to the front of your mat. You can be at your fingertips. If you have blocks, awesome. You can just come up to your blocks. Right now, our focus is the hamstrings and the anterior side of your ankle. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bend your left leg, plant your hands down, tuck the back toes, come to a high plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, shoot that bum back for downward facing dog. Pump through your dog. 1 foot at a time. And let's bring our right foot to the top of the mat, hands to the inside of your right foot. Bring that left knee down to the mat. Untuck your toes or keep them tucked, whatever you'd like. Pause here in our lizard pose. And if you want, you can shake your hip alive or awake. Wake up, hip! Wake up! If you don't know me already, my body parts speak to me in like a Mickey Mouse sound. Mickey Mouse voice, I meant. So do my cats. My cats sound like Mickey Mouse also. All right, after you've shaken your leg awake, come back to center. If you raise yourself up onto your fingertips, you're going to feel that stretch on the front left hip. You're still going to feel that outside hip on the right stretch. Maybe you feel a delicious discomfort. If you need your blocks, go ahead and use your blocks. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And deep breath in. And exhale. Nice. Go ahead and straighten that right leg. Keep the toes on the mat in your right foot. Shoulders back and down. Maybe gaze your chest slightly forward. Hips are parallel with the top of your mat. And you're feeling that sensation in the hamstring in the anterior side of your ankle. Deep breath in. And open mouth, exhale. Nice. Go ahead and bend that right leg. Plant your hands down, tuck your back toes, swoop your right leg back to a high plank, and then exhale, bring your bum up and back for your downward facing dog. Nice. And we're going to do that sequence one more time, but I'm going to add a couple things inside each move there so that we can get a full body sensation. And let's bring our left foot to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes. Swoop your hands up so that you're in a low lunge. Gaze slightly up, pinkies in. Bring your hands down behind you, clasp them together, open up your chest. Bring your chin down to your chest for a little neck stretch and shoulder stretch for a double whammy. Go ahead and unbind your hands. Inhale, bring your hands up high. Exhale, cactus pose your arms, so bring your elbows wide, belly button in. Flex your glutes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the mat, and then straighten your left leg. Keep the toes on the mat, and then come back to a bent left leg, and just pump into your hamstring stretch and into your lizard pose. About 5 times or so that we can get some ankle mobility, knee mobility, all at the same time of stretching your muscles. Nice. Plant your hands down, tuck your toes, high plank, exhale, downward facing dog. Give yourself a couple pumps. And right foot to the outside of your right hand, drop your back leg. You can untuck your toes if you want, swoop your hands up. Exhale, bring your hands right behind me, clasp them together, open up the heart, shoulders backing down, draw your belly in. Tailbone is slightly pointed down. You can drop your chin if you wanted to get into your neck. Unclasp your hands. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, cactus pose again. You're just drawing the scapulas back behind there on your back. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. And we're pumping into our lizard pose, hamstring stretch. You can come to your fingertips if that's easier. Use your blocks if needed. Deep breath in. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Keep the toes on the mat. Square your hips and then pump back and forth. Make sure to keep your hips square to the top of the mat. And about 5 times or so. Shoulders away from your ears. And one more for good measure. Plant your hands down, tuck your back toes, raise the left knee off the mat, high plank, deep breath in. Exhale, bring your bum up and back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a couple pumps. Knees down to the mat, puppy pose, hover your bum over your heels. And take a deep breath in. And release. Nice. And I'll meet you in a comfortable seat. Bring your bum down to the mat. And scene. All right, we are all set. Now go off and have a wonderful day. The light, the teacher, the student in me honors the light, the teacher, the student in you. Namaste.